Morning. Now it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I've just got up and packed my fishing gear in the car, ready to make a move to my dad's to follow him to Mousehole for a 60-hour session. I am so looking forward to it, hence why I'm laying on the sofa, because I got up too early. Yeah. So what do you do when you get up too early and everything's packed? Double check everything. Watch telly, I suppose. So I'm here fishing. The luck of the draw, I got the last choice of the peg, or second from last choice of the peg, to be honest with you. My brother got the last one. So I've got a middle swim. So it's not the desired swims that everyone picks. Obviously, you can't fish up the side of the lake, so everyone wants a corner swim because it's basically an island. And me and my brother have got the middle swims. So my dad's on the left side of me in swim 3, I think that's what they call it. And he's just had a grass carp at £18. But he's in the desired swim. There's swim 3 and 6 are the desired swim. I've got Paul on my right, which is in swim 1. And yeah, I'm stuck in swim 2. I have got an island that I can fish to. It's at a fair distance. I've got plenty of water. To be fair, if it wasn't this lake and I had what I had in front of me, I'd be happy with. But because you've got so many fishes on the corner swims, you start hesitant having the middle swim because you've only got an island in front of you. But I've done better in worse swims, so we'll see what happens. My brother's not too happy about his swim. He said there's not enough places to cast to, not enough areas really. He's got basic in the middle of the island, and that's all he's got, very close together, all 3 rods. And it's just luck of the draw basically. But like I said, I come here to relax. If I don't catch anything, I don't catch anything. So I'm happy to see my dad. He's just had one. He's over the moon, first grass carp, so what more do you want? Do you know what I mean? As long as I see fish on this trip, I don't care if they're mine or not. So I'll get the picture off him, I'll stick it on here as well. Later on I'll show you where I'm casting to, what my setup is. I'm actually using old reels, just because they're bait runners. I have brought my other ones with me, my Dower Black Widows, but you have to line up the spool and that, so I've gone to bait runners just for a lazy one, to be honest with you, so I don't have to keep fucking around with it. But yeah, later on I'll show you what I've got. I've had a chat with Rod and I've had a chat with Dave, who owns the place, and lovely people. And I'm not confident for the day, but I think tonight, if I can get some bait out there, then I'll do pretty well, I think. I'm hoping all the splashing around will attract them to come into the middle a little bit. Fingers crossed though. Right, so it is about 5:30, 6 o'clock. I've had one run that I missed because I was sitting in the nice bamboo shelter having my dinner. More for me. Always happens when you cook, doesn't it? Now the sun's gone in, it's like a bit nippy again, so I've got changed again. What else? There's not really much to say about the lake, except for the only one that's caught is with Dad so far, and I think near enough everyone's had a run and a little screamer. I'm hoping tonight I'll get at least 2 fish. I'm hoping for anything, to be honest. I'd even have a bream at this point. Bait I'm using is a Pacific tuna size 10. I've got 2 boilies on my rig. I'm feeding my micro pellet in a bag. For this stuff here. Enough micro pellet. Nice stuff. Smells banging. Doesn't taste like good though. They're going on a PVA bag. We've got the new new ones to try out as well. Give them a shout. On the other, I have a Pacific Tuna Dungbell, and on my left rod I have a Mousehole bait that they do, which is, I don't know if you can see that, but it's red tuna. Tuna is the bait to use over these lakes. I don't know why, but everyone catches on it. And they stink. He's literally like smelling, oh pardon me, a tin of tuna. Literally. What else did I buy? I bought a couple of the little pop-ups which I'm going to try tomorrow. Once I've got a nice bed of bait down, I'll probably have that on the snowbell with one of the other ones. Rig I'm using, I've got a boom rig on one rod, trying that out for the first time. I've got one of my basic braided rigs on the middle rod, and I think I've got a multi-rig on the other one. Never used that before either, so I'm trying that out. There's been a lot of fish showing, especially in swim 6 and swim 1, which is the top favourites. So you know why they're showing. There's a lot of people fishing. Unfortunately, I've got a middle swim. Not a lot of people pick this if they don't have to. But there's still loads of features. I'll spin the camera around in a minute and show you the features that I've got. But a lovely dinner. Got a dinner from the Cafetoir. The facilities here are amazing. You've probably seen me hype them up before in the other video when we fished Kingfisher. The showers are amazing, toilets are amazing, food's amazing, milk tackle shop perfect, rod to bay lift's amazing, takes you to a swim if you want to be taken to a swim on the little golf cart thing, fits your food to your bivvy, and pick up your rubbish if you ask them to. You can't rate it. I spoke to Dave today, bloke that owns it, lovely bloke, very down to earth. Not like these snobby people you get when they own a lake and they're dog bollocks this, dog bollocks that. No, he's down to earth, brilliant bloke. But if you're definitely thinking about coming in Mousehole to fish it, do it, because it is gorgeous. The wildlife here as well. Now I know a lot of people do wildlife at every lake, but I've seen so much. I've seen kites flying around above my head. I've seen them pick up mice and fly away with them already. I've seen kingfishers. I've seen, oh God knows how many bloody blue tits and that. Obviously you always get that, what's it called? Robin, that's it. I can't even remember the name of the bird from Robin Red Boilies. Yeah, the robin that sits on your rod, you always wake up to that every morning. No different here. I've already had it sitting on my rod this evening, so well, fingers crossed for me. I've still got tomorrow night and the day Sunday, so still early days. I'm still excited. I do have a shout out to do. This goes to a young fella. Can't speak highly enough about him. His name is Lewis Smith. He's the CEO of Kids in Mind Fishing Adventures, which is a charity based for kids who are struggling mentally or just physically or just literally have had enough of this COVID situation and everything else that we've been going through in the last 4 years. Everyone's welcome. Anyone and everyone's welcome to him. As long as you let him know that you're coming down, the fishing's completely free. He pays for pretty much everything out of his own pocket. He does have a family of his own, and he works and a house to run as well. So I don't know how he does it, but he can need all the backing and support you can give him. If you know anyone who's starting up a bait company, he's looking for people to support, basically, to help out if they can help out. He'll always advertise your products as well, or through social media. He has a big social media backing. He has loads of Fox and Calder and Deep Pro. Deep Pro's actually sponsored him. And they're all backing him, all behind him. It's definitely a brilliant cause. I've actually been there myself when he's done a fishing session with the kids, and to see the kids' faces lighting up, like catching carp off whips and moving over to a rod and then showing them the ropes with a rod and float. I've been over there and helped him out myself, and it's just genuinely fantastic. So the way you can help, if you want to help, is one, if you're a TikTok fisherman and you've got all these followers, give him a shout out. Follow him on TikTok, he has got it. I'll do a video, or one of my last video, there's a shout out with his TikTok name in it. Instagram, he's also on Facebook too, so he does have another CEO partner that helps him out. I've forgotten his name, sorry, I'm not good with names, but I've forgotten his name, but definitely look him up. If you've got a son that you want to get into fishing and you're not a fisherman yourself, and you live in the local area, East Sussex, or you can make the journey down here, there's him and I, because I should be out helping him as much as I can, will always help out and teach him how to do odd bits and tricks. Now, I'm no professional, I don't claim to be any professional, but I've been fishing since I was 5 years old. All my brothers fish, I have 5 brothers. My dad fishes and my mum fishes, so I got brought up around fishing. I was catching carp from a young age. Didn't used to do a lot of carp fishing to be there. There's more match and pole, and I moved over to carp. I don't claim to be no expert. I'm always learning, always trying out new things. Oh yeah, I don't know what an expert fisherman is. What's an expert fisherman? You tell me. I don't know. But let's see if I can turn this camera around. I don't think it's going to let me, but I'll try. Where's this one? That's going to take a picture. So this is my swim. So, left rod in the margin down here, that's where I had my run. Middle rod up by the island over here. And then right rod is up in the corner of the island over here. About rod and a half length away from the island, as the bailiff rod said so. He said that's where he catches most in this swim when he does fish it. But that is what you see from there to there to my swim, is the water I have got. I don't know if you can see it, if I pick it up. All that over there is all that over here is all swim 1, it's all the way back. You can't fish up the side. On the other end is swim 6, and then you've got that side, which is swim 1. So yeah, so that side's swim 3. This side is swim 1. I'm in swim 2. He's got quite plenty. Again, you can't fish up the side. There's no swims up the side of the lake. It's literally this side and behind the island, and there's 6 swims. Usually, they don't allow you to, or hearsay, they don't allow you to fish swim 6 unless you book the whole lake. I don't know. Well, this is what some people were saying, but we've booked the whole lake, so there's 6 of us on here. So yeah, so that's my swim. That's my rod set up. So I'm using some old bait runners. Don't even know the name of them. I usually use my Black Widow reels, but I fancied bait runners this time. I don't know why. I think this one is because I wanted a lazy one. I have got Sonic Gizmos on there. Obviously they come with the lovely receiver and the torch, plus you get the fantastic booby light as well. It's pretty cool when it works. There you go. That'll flash the colours when your alarms go off in your bivvy, which I love using this. Also, with the gizmos, you on the light, you get the alarm go off as well. So I could turn my alarms off on the tripod on silent, and just have it bibbing in the tent, which comes in handy if you're fishing in a situation where your neighbours are getting the ump with your alarms because they're not catching and you are. But apart from that, there's not much more to show you until I have something. I've got to recast my right rod, which I'll be baiting up doing shortly. And I have got to free bait up my left rod, but it's only in the margin, so I'll probably do that in a sec. Right, so it is day 2, Saturday morning. Last night about 1:48, my dad's alarm screamed off and he had a 15-pound mirror carp. He's the only one that's caught so far. I still had nothing on my alarms. I've been using Pacific tuna dumbbells because that's what my dad's been catching on, so I thought I'd change over to those. I'm up the island still, I'm one in the margin and I just had nothing. So the tactic today is I'm going to keep 2 rods on the Pacific tuna dumbbells, still have them up the island. I put too much bait out just to leave it there. So I'm going to keep 2 up the island, and where I've been throwing the bait out just off the margin, I'm going to try 2 bits of corn and see if I can get any big tench or roach or anything like that. So I know there's some big roach in here, up to about £2. But I'm looking for the tench ring, and if any little carp come along then they'll have the corn as well. So that's my tactic for today, is to switch one over to corn. I've got micro pellet, feed that in. I'm not going to give any big freebies away today. I've been giving out some 15mm boilies and some 10mm boilies and some crush boys in my feed, and I think there's enough out there. I've done nearly enough for half a bucket out by the island and in the margin, so I don't think they'll need any more of that. And I've not even had a bleep. I don't think anything's been feeding on it. Hopefully something will come in today for it. But I'm just going to do my little bag setup, maybe micro pellet, have a cup of coffee, and a fag, and just have a rethink. But I think corn is the next step. Try a little bit of corn and see if I can get anything really. I said my dad has been around a little float rod, so have a little mess around and float and go buy some maggots and that. If it gets a little bit draining today, I might have a little go on that. I don't mind a little bit of float fishing while I'm waiting for the carp to come in. But apart from that, last night was alright. I slept pretty well. Did have a nightmare last night, which was weird. I don't usually dream, to be honest with you. It was quite related to the bivvy, I think. I think a tree fell on my bivvy in my sleep. Oh, that's what I dreamt anyway. So you can imagine when I woke up, it was a bit, but I was wide awake to hear my dad's alarm go off, which was nice because he had a proper screamer. I recast them about 3 o'clock last night, and I've not touched them now. It's 8 o'clock. I've just done some PVA bags to change over. Keep it fresh out there. I've got a lot of small movement on the surface. And the temperature's dropped, it started to rain obviously, so I don't know if the Z rig will be any good now. Plus I've not seen any movement on top. The only movement I've seen is in swim 6. I didn't expect it to be easy. I didn't expect to catch anything, to be honest with you, so
I'll go home with something. It's a good session. But if I don't, then I don't. It is what it is. It's part of fishing, isn't it? It's just stopped. It's just easing off the rain now, so I'm not changing rods over. The sweet corn I've left in the car though, and I'm like, can I be asked to go and get it, or do I just nick someone else's? Boom, 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 boom. Decisions. The other thing I was going to try is a size foot crank hook, kamikaze, with a snowman. It's the red tuna snowman that they sell here, but I just don't know. I don't know if smaller baits are going to do it or the bigger bait going to do it, but we'll see. We'll have a nice cup of coffee while the rain stopped, I think, and I'll get back to you in a bit. So, after all that whinging and moaning about how slow it's been, and literally fighting my own instincts to stick to my swims and to stick to putting the PVA bag bait and pellet out on, I switched over to red tuna, which the lake sells here, and I just stuck to it. It paid off. I had a 26-pound gold common, and it's a gorgeous fish. You'll see it shortly. Put the pictures up with the video. But it just goes to show that if you stick to your guns, don't give up. Every now and then you get a little result. So I've come off all the different types of rigs and that, stuck to my basic rig again. All three of them on the same bait and on the clip weight. Come off that inline stuff. I just feel more confident. I've used it for a long time. Caught loads of fish on this method, so I'm just going to stick with it. Took off the boom rig. And yeah, so I'm happy. I've had one, and it was a nice one. And it gave me a well good fight. It battled hard in here. See, I'll probably say it gave me a better fight than my PB, which was 28-12, I think it was, out of the lake opposite. But I'm getting there, and I'm looking forward to tonight. I know apparently there's going to be storms tonight, which it'll probably kill it off completely. Any luck, I might be able to pull one back tomorrow, but I'm hoping the storm sort of misses us and I can get a couple tonight. But the only way to find out is to wait and see, isn't it? So I'm sticking with the feed, I'm sticking with the red tuna and the micro pellet and the PVA bag. I've got all three rods on that tonight. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to put pop-ups on. Rubbish. I'm just going to stick with that. But it feels more carpy now. It feels like they're waking up a little bit. My brother Darren on the other side of the island's had one as well. Basically, all the people on the right, so in swim 1, swim 4, they both had nothing. So I'm hoping everybody has gone, because we're all family. It's just nice to have a nice trip. Someone has a fish, do you know what I mean? I don't grudge anyone having a fish. But my dad's had what I wanted. He's had the grass carp, and if I can get a grass carp out of this session, because I've never had one before, I'll be even more happier to go home. So had a bite on my left rod, which is weird because the alarm didn't go off, but the bobbin did go up. I've just turned the camera around because I've just seen the bobbin on my rod closest to us, the left one, go up a bit. Usually when that happens, it screams off. So I'll see if I can catch it on camera. That dog barking. Yeah, we're happy in there. Still moving about a little bit, you know. It's shaking. I'll get my feet ready because I think that's going to scream. Well, that's promising. Put me in a good mood, that guy. Very promising when I see that little bobbin go up. Really, like, my sensitivity must be a lot less on that one.
Did you see that in the middle of the island then?
Yeah, my left bobbin just went up, but my alarm didn't go off, so I've got the camera facing it to see if I can catch a run on the camera.
Be between them two trees, right in the middle.
Exactly where my left one is.
I think it's going to go again. So it just jumped then? Fucking massive.
I've got a feeling I'm going to have a busy one tonight. I think they finally come onto that bait that I put out yesterday. Right, so we're on the last day and I've had 2 now, so I'm very happy. I'm still getting bites now, so I'm very happy with the result I've got. So I've had a 14 pound, which I'll get the picture. The picture ain't going to be good because my dad took it and he was half tired. And then I've had a 26, so I am one happy chappy. Now if I catch 1 or 2 more today before I go home, more than likely, because I've had quite a few bleeps and a lot of showing up with my swim now. I've actually had a carp jump out. It's the first carp I've seen jump out in my swim. And Paul next to me on the right has just had his first fish, but unfortunately he lost it out of the net. I just don't think it was hooked correctly. Yeah, so I'm very positive and I'm looking forward to see if I can sneak another one before home time. So this is probably going to be my only fishing trip for a while because I am currently looking for work, so we'll see what happens. But I have got a birthday in October and Father's Day, so we'll see what happens. So, but yeah, I'm up the island, all 3 rods, all on red tuna, that's what I've had to fish on, and I am getting blips every now and then. The only thing I'm worried about is that the last little knock I had, I'm worried it's flicked my hook back over onto the line, so I'm going to leave it for an hour, and if I don't get no more indicators, then I'll probably recast it, just in case. Do not want to be sitting there all day with it out and it's tied up, so it's got an hour and then I'm going to have to recast it.
It's the last hour of our session. We're jumping out in my dad's swim down in that gully. It's been going immense. I've had 3 fish now, a 26, a 21 and a 15. It's been hard work to try and get those. My dad's had 3, my Uncle Peter had 4, brother Darren's had 1. I've got one of the last to pick the swims, so I've got left for the middle swim. And I managed to get a bucket of bait out there on Friday night, and last night, and probably tonight, it'll probably go mad, but obviously we're not here tonight. So yeah, been wicked, I've enjoyed it. So like I said, I've got the last hour, so I'm probably going to put the rods on the floor, loosen up bow arm, put a stone on it so I know it's been able to bite, and pack away my bite alarms and tripod. Been absolutely fantastic. I've had them all on red tuna, which they sell at the Mousehole tackle shop. £10, it's £10 a bag, and I have been chopping some of them up, putting it in a PVA bag with some micro pellet and tying the bag up, piercing holes in it so you get all the trapped air out of it so it sinks, and just looping it onto my hook and casting it out like that. So how I used to do it back in the day, and where I was struggling first thing Friday, I moved back to my old tactics, and it hasn't failed me, and it still hasn't, so. And it's been working. So it's a notoriously level of difficulty lake. I don't know if any of you have fished Kestrel Lake at Mousehole, but it's one of those lakes where either it fishes or it don't. So the majority of fish are caught on the corner swims. So I think I've done pretty bloody good to keep up with everybody else, considering I'm in the middle. And it's just typical, isn't it, where you put a camera on the lake and nothing jumps. I wanted to try and catch one of them jumping. It's usually over there. As you can see, all those bubbles on top. My rig, right. You can see my finger. Oh god. Right here. Look. Sorry about the dodgy camera work. I'm tired. But yeah. That is the end of the session. There's no point in showing what rig I was using. It's just a standard hair rig. No tubing, nothing. The only thing I had on it was an anti-tangle sleeve. It had no shrink tubing or anything like that, or any kickers. It was just a standard hair rig. And I've had all my fish on that as well. Gotta love you but leave you, because I've got to start packing up now. And peace out. See you soon.